How's it going, everybody? Andrew with BransonCerakote Applicator Hangout. So welcome back to another episode of Tacked Out Podcast. We've got Andrew in the shop with us. He just came in from Vegas. We drew his name from Applicator Hangout to get a free training, and so he just got done with the training class. So Andrew, give us what'd you think?
Tired. It's been some long days around here.
It has.
I tell you what, it's been amazing. Just hands on. I really, honestly, didn't know what I didn't know. I've been on the Applicator forum, and then even before that, I do my own thing and learning a little bit. Applicator forum just took me to the next level, and I thought I was nearing the top.
Right.
Being the best of the best. And I come here and I realize there's just a lot of things you don't know until you get around professional, and so that training is just second to none.
Well, we appreciate it. But so tell us about where you're going to run your shop. Where are you located?
Gotcha. Yeah. So I'm out in Vegas. It's something that I've been doing for a couple of years now, doing a few projects here and there, talking and showing my friends and stuff. So I had to shut down for just a short time because I'm in the process of building out a shop at my house, and a big part of that is going to be specifically for that. So I'll be doing it out there in Vegas. Obviously, be able to, all my friends and family, got people all over the place. And
Right.
so I'm really looking forward to it. When I first got here, spent the first little bit talking to John and, all the legalities, the FFLs, and, all the different routes to go about doing that stuff. And I've looked into it a little bit here and there. But I definitely have my marching orders, got some things to do to get the ball rolling in terms of the legal end, the business end. I already have an LLC that I have that I'm just going to do a DBA with, so a little bit ahead on that. So just looking forward to get out there. I've already got a lot of equipment. We've talked about a little bit. I need a spray boot. So I think I'm just going to start with something a little bit more temporary and then hopefully build up into it. But I got a lot of really good equipment, and then on top of that, coming here, a lot of really good ideas for some different things that I can use.
Absolutely.
And then make that prioritized list. I like how you told me out there, prioritize. And I know, John, you guys have always mentioned throughout the videos certain things that are spend money on a good gun right away. Don't put that towards the back. So prioritizing a list of the equipment is really good.
Absolutely, yeah. Spray booth is not a necessity.
Yeah.
It's it's comfort. But, you can make do with anything.
Yeah.
As long as you can get in there and not have a bunch of debris getting all over you, you're fine.
Yep.
So, and you also plan on, doing a lot of C-Series, not just guns, basically. You're wanting to try to get into spraying whatever you can get your hands on, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've done a couple of knives, but I'm a big automotive guy in motorcycles, so I've seen, everybody online nowadays, their clutch covers and all the different covers on bikes. It looks really good. They use a bronze a lot, and it just really stands out. So do a lot of that. I actually have a guy at work. He keeps bothering me every time I see him. He's like, "Are you set up? Are you set up?" Because he has basically a bike he wants me to do. So do a lot of that, and just open. After coming here, I see a lot more of what you can do. It's not just Cerakote only does guns. It's
you get into all, and there's people in this industry that's you take them something that's not a gun, and they're like, "Oh, we spray guns."
Yeah.
It's like, why would you do that? It's like, you have the capabilities. Like, why are you turning down money?
Right. And then we also talked about getting out there. Again, another great idea that I didn't learn anywhere else but here. But, getting out there, visiting the yard sales, finding different objects to just
practice,
blast down, practice. Exactly.
Get it for nothing.
Yep. Nothing. And I got plenty of stuff, whether it's my own guns, auto parts, stuff I'll find, different helmets, whatever it may be.
We had a guy drop off a motor during training,
Yeah.
So we're going to do that, and that's going to be a $3,000 project by the time we're done with it, so.
For us, a big thing, when guys retire, they do, they'll typically send them home with a cool fire helmet, all airbrush and stuff. But hey, if they can do it with airbrush, I can do it with Cerakote. John was showing me the one, and axes are a big thing. And I was thinking, just the heads, but I realized you can do wood too.
Yeah, or you can do that.
With
the lift and break through it. That'd be awesome.
I want to do that.
We've actually done a couple sets like that, we've sold them at gun shows and stuff because they look good. And then they got that steel FX.
Yeah.
That works on the axe handle or on the heads.
The heads,
yeah. So we've done copper on the top and then laser down through them.
Nice.
There's some cool stuff you can do to it. And if you go out there and get your laser, do you plan on going out to San Antonio eventually?
If I do, that's definitely where I'm gonna start. And again, that's another thing that I've learned is training is more important than anything. I think I was talking to Laura about it a couple of days ago. She's like, don't just jump in and spend oodles of dollars on a bunch of equipment and you have no experience putting this stuff down. Spend money on training before you even buy your first piece of equipment.
Absolutely.
You're going to be,
you'll save money in the long run.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you might buy something and you're like, oh, I didn't need that at all, and you've wasted $500. You do that a couple times and that stuff adds up quick. That's paid for your training.
Or just not knowing how to do things properly. You're going to be redoing projects over and over and over. And everybody we've here talked about is that good news spreads fast, bad news spreads faster. So you do a bad job for somebody, it's going to spread real quick. So do it right the first time.
Because if say you did a gun for me, and I'm absolutely thrilled with it. 9 times out of 10, a lot of these guys, it goes home and it sits in their gun safe. They might show it to 2 people. But you mess that thing up, dude, they're showing their neighbor. They're showing everybody in their family.
Taking pictures, sending it around. Yeah, look at this thing.
Yeah, it goes quick. So never send anything out that you're not 100% satisfied with. If there's something wrong with it, sand it down, redo it. Because that's your resume that you're sending out every time.
Yeah, and that's another thing I'm learning is that, I'm thinking earlier on, like, this is a permanent. It's got to be so precise. It's got to be so perfect. And you guys have used the example of people come here and they do one gun or one project, take a couple pictures, start all over again.
Yeah, get a carcass.
And like I realized, like, hey, it doesn't have to be perfect. I can mess up. I can restart over. It's not that big of a deal, but do it early on.
That big. It's called the magic eraser. 5 minutes and it's all gone.
Done.
But this is a lot of fun. Like I really enjoy the Cerakote. I mean, it's a lot of cool stuff that you can do to it, and you just never stop learning. Just try all kinds of stuff because I mean that's the worst that's going to happen. It's either going to work and it's going to look good, or it's going to take 5 minutes and you're like, never do that again.
Never do that again, and I can start back over. But that's we were talking earlier is just walking into the shop here. Typically you go to a gun store and it's full of black guns.
Yeah,
it's cool enough. But when you walk in here and you see all those examples you guys have, it's like, goodness, you realize the world's your oyster. I mean, you can do anything, and it's just all about how creative and we talked about using all types of different things for stenciling and just getting different effects and patterns. So cool. Like things you would never think. It's not just when I was originally looking at Cerakote, okay, it's one color, spray it on, has to be perfect, and your project's done. It's not that.
It's not that hard. I mean, people overcomplicate it for sure. I feel like, they think make it more intimidating than it needs to be. They tell you got to wear gloves the whole time, don't touch it. Like there's a point to wear gloves, and then there's a part where the gloves are just getting in the way.
Again, it's through those experiences coming here. I tell you, like I said, the 3 days that I've spent here, learned more in the last 3 years. And like I said, before on my own, doing my research, I was learning, found Applicator Hangout, incredible. And then here, like I said, it's just taking that to the next level. Before I forget, I just want to thank you guys. Like when I got that call, I'm sure that video might be on the Applicator Hangout when you guys.
Yeah.
And I was at work. And I saw a call, and I was just on the middle of a call at work. And then I got back, or a few minutes later, I checked my voicemail, and you and John are leaving me a message that you won training. I'm like, is this for real? Because going back to the very beginning when I was like, I need to get this training. And I'm like, don't quite have the money yet and this and that. And then when you guys, I'm like, oh, my God, there's no way I'm passing this up. So I was literally on the phone booking flights, looking at the calendar, and here I am. I forget how long it was, but it's been just 3-4 months ago.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long.
Yeah, but so incredible. Incredible. And
we're glad you guys came. Like it's been a great class. Like I've had a lot of fun. It's been good, and we plan on going to SHOT Show next year, so we'll try to hook up when we come to Vegas.
Yeah.
Maybe you can show us some cool places to go eat or.
For sure.
It'd be fun.
If my shop's out, hopefully everything's all set up. You guys can come by and check it out.
Yeah, that'd be awesome too.
Yeah.
Come and see and just. Because everybody lays stuff out different, I like going to other people's stuff because maybe they put something a certain way in, like, the workflow, You always, like, people come to training all the time, and, like, we get stuff out of training just as much because somebody else will say, this might sound stupid, like, I do this way at my shop, and you're like, holy crap, that's actually, it's like how I hang my scopes. Well, that's somebody that came to training, and they're like, hey, have you thought about doing this? And I was like, no, but that's freaking genius.
I saw
like,
that.
Why can't I, like, why didn't I think of that?
Because I went and got my hot glue gun, and I'm practicing on a little red dot here and there. But
The
when I
red
saw
dots, that's the
that,
easy way to do it for sure.
yeah,
With the red dots, you have to put the hot glue.
yeah,
But on a regular scope, dude, that's no
no
brainer. Like
brainer.
after you see it, you're like, no crap. Like seriously, like this
You
is
have a
easy.
built-in handle now from the booth to the
Yeah,
spray
it
booth to
makes
the oven. Like
it's
it's
so
so
much
cool.
easier.
Yeah,
You don't even have to worry about it.
yeah,
But
good stuff. And that's what the applicator forum is just again an incredible resource. Just everybody on there just had nothing but good experiences and just those little tips and tricks. And that early on, like, what is this guy doing? How is it? What's he using for, soak tanks, or what's he
yeah,
using for? I have great ideas for spray booths from people on there and
yeah.
building ovens and that
There's
type of
that
thing.
one
Like,
guy, I forget his name, but he's building of it on there. He did like a great form on that, on
yeah,
how step by step and everything.
I
Like
remember that. Yeah,
there is a lot of good information on there, and the reason, yeah, it costs money, but it's also you can get on there, say what you want. If you want to sell something, you can sell it on there.
right.
Whereas Facebook,
Not
they're
so
just going to
much.
shut you down, and then you also get a bunch of bad information on Facebook. You
Mm.
know, but I think some people think, you got to pay for it. Sometimes maybe ripping people off or whatever, but it costs money to have that thing too. Like you have to pay a server space, so it's not like we just do this for absolutely free because
Yeah,
it still costs money to keep a website going.
sure,
So
sure.
it we're hoping like eventually we'll be able to. Me and John we talked about we want to be able to give a Barrett away, like
Oh
once a
my,
year. So like,
nice.
wouldn't that be awesome though?
Oh
Like
my
to
God,
just like
yeah.
all right, like this year we're giving away a Barrett, but
The
we're
attention
hoping.
that would bring in itself.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're hoping, that we get to that point, get enough people on there to where we want to start giving away more guns, start giving away more trainings, and just try to make it so that, there's definitely more value into it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I feel like we've done pretty good so far. I
Dude,
mean,
you guys are very welcoming. We've had this conversation, you and I, John, Laura. It's not a my way or the highway. You guys don't know the only way to do things, but the way that you guys will explain things, why you're doing it, what you've learned, because you guys have made mistakes in the past, and you guys
absolutely.
share those with us, and I'm like, okay, I don't have to make that same mistake.
Yeah.
Like so, like I said, the the way you guys are not out there just, it's my way or the highway. It's we're the best. This is the only way to do it. Like you guys share things and you show things, and in every one of your videos, John's always making comments. Excuse me. Leave your comments below. Give us your ideas. Ask us your questions. It's very open, very inviting, and I've gone back and forth with you guys at least 100 times on their different questions. You guys have answered things for me specifically, so it's very, very inviting and very welcoming. Like
Well,
you
we
don't
appreciate it.
feel
That's
turned
what
off at all.
we want to try to help everybody out. We feel like we've been super lucky in this industry. The way we look at it, people ask us all the time, why are you training your competition? It's like, how many guns do you think are in America? Do you think we could there's no way I could spray every gun
Yeah.
that's out there. So it's like, if we give Cerakote a better name as a whole because everybody's applying it correctly, that's more business for everybody, but you get too many people out there putting bad product, then nobody's going to want Cerakote.
And
So-
it's not just guns, right? We were
Yeah,
just saying
it's
that.
everything.
Like you said, you'll never be able to coat all those guns, and then there's
Numerous, like we had people come to training and they weren't interested in guns at all. I've done jewelry stores. I've done somebody that him and his dad came. All they wanted to do was bike parts and like some RV stuff or whatever.
okay.
So
Yeah.
I mean, there's tons of options to get out there. You don't have to get your FFL to spray Cerakote
Yeah.
at all. I mean, you
Right.
could just open this up and just run a business out of there. Like, don't get caught doing guns if you're not going to do
yeah.
guns. You're just going to it to do like your RV parts and all that kind of stuff. You can do your own guns, but if you start getting paid for that and you get caught,
Yeah.
you're getting
you never
booked.
want to
No.
never want to cross those lines.
No,
for
you
sure.
don't.
Yeah, we were just talking earlier the project with the range parts, like any jewelry, like
Yeah, I mean the
it's-
possibilities are just insane. We do a shower parts
Yeah.
that we're doing,
Yeah.
and I mean, I did a couple weeks ago. It was like $3,500. Just in shower parts, just
Yeah.
one order. I mean, so there's good money to be made in it.
Sure.
You just got to kind of get out there and start making connections and just getting your name, just put out a good product.
And those tumblers, what a better way. It's like easy to do, great advertising, and
if somebody
great way to learn too.
If somebody comes in, I don't know if I told you this. Somebody comes in and they bring you a gun, and it's $1,000 project. If you notice they have Oakleys on their head, you say, "Hey, man, if you leave me those Oakleys, I'll make them match your gun for you."
What a great idea!
Pop the lenses out.
Yeah.
Sand them down. They're polymer.
Yeah.
The O's will stick on a magnet.
Oh, okay.
You can sandblast them on a magnet, spray them on a magnet. Dude,
nice.
It's easy. And you're going to pour out enough coating to spray those Oakleys.
That's like nothing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What a great idea.
Just 3 extra pieces.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, if they don't have Oakleys and they still spend a bunch of money, get a tumbler, make that tumbler match their gun.
With all the different colors,
Just put their name on it and just put all the same colors. And then, hey, man, I appreciate you. I made you this. Dude, they're going to show everybody that cup when they range. They're going to say, oh, look at this. I got a matching cup to match. Dude, it makes people's day.
Even if they don't have, they're not going to carry their gun and show everybody their gun.
But they're going to show everybody that.
Cup every day.
Every day. And that's free advertisement because they're going to tell everybody.
Yep.
I mean, it's just stupid little things, but it goes a long way in this industry, just to try to make that customer, they're like, oh, man, he really appreciated me. And they're going to come back to see you because they're going to be like, this guy took care of me.
Yep.
It cost you $12, $13, because you're going to dump out enough coating to do that.
Exactly. Big deal.
Yeah. So, I mean, just little stupid stuff like that. If they have a pocket knife, hell, you can coat the pocket knife.
Yeah. That's
to match or whatever,
A knife, glasses, and a gun, right?
Yeah. And I mean, you're going to pour out almost enough coating to do it. You might have to mix up a total of an extra 12 mils.
Yeah.
That's it. And then those people are they're forever your customer.
Because not going to pay maybe back immediately, but in a year, 5 years, 10 years,
that customer is going to keep coming back, coming back.
Yeah.
But it's fun, man. So,
I mean, it is a lot of fun. It's just getting out there and just seeing and doing. And we've been busy, man. It's like we haven't stopped.
No, we've been rocking.
We sit down, eat a little food, and that's about it. But it's good. Again, the training is worth its weight in gold, literally. I mean, it's I regret not doing it sooner, but I've had this little break where I haven't been able to do a bunch of projects. So this is just like perfect. But that training is just, if anybody has any question about it, do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, make it happen. If you're going to get into this and you're going to buy a big fancy oven or a big fancy booth, you can buy that big fancy training, and it's absolutely priceless.
Hey, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
So if I want to find you, how can I contact you?
You could. I mean, right now I don't have a website. I do have for my other LLC, but it's not up and operational really. But my personal email is just Andrew Patai @gmail.com. Or my phone 702-327-5544. And I'm in the Vegas area. If anybody sees this and is in the area, wants to come by and just see a setup, bring your ideas and share them with me too. And yeah, because everybody comes to Vegas, right? So I'm always out there. Give me a call, shoot me an email, and go from there.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, hey, Andrew, I've had a great time. We still got to go back there and kind of wrap everything up and get everything together. So thanks again, guys, for joining in. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. We'll get to them next time we do a video. We're not doing any more live videos because I don't actually have any guns with me this time. But if I pick something up, they just shut us off. So no more live videos. If you have a question, just leave it in the comment, and I'll get to it on the next video. So thanks, guys, and we'll see you next time.